Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Meet the Data Leader. And today we have with us Hannan Kravitz. He is a data engineer group manager at Artlist in the last 4 years, and I'm excited to have you here today.
Thank you, Michal. Happy to be here. So as you mentioned it, I'm Hanan. I am a group manager at Artlist for the past 4 years. Artlist is basically a creative company which enables video creators at all kinds to create without limits, especially now with the AI era. Artlist focuses a lot on data for the past 4 years, and each business decision, each feature decision that is being brought to life is based on data, which my team provides.
Okay, we will drill more down into questions so we can get the sense of how you manage data better, how you manage the team better. So the first question is actually, how you ensure your data initiatives align with the company overall business goals.
So first thing, you need to consider a few things. As a data engineer or as a data person, you always want to focus on the technology that data brings into this domain. You need to understand the raw data. You need to understand the layers of the data, which are um, the processes that brings data into a place when we can use it and utilize it to basically explain or enable the business stakeholders to understand what is going on with the product that we're trying um, to grow. There are lots of initiatives that I can do in the data, and if they will not be aligned with the strategic plans for the company, then I can do a lot of things, but it's not going to be something that's going to be effective. So you need to understand the roadmap and where the company is aiming to get. And
Mhm.
once you understand that, you need to understand how to take the technology and all the data that the product is producing and harness it correctly for every domain in the company. You need to speak their language business-wise and also understand how you can enable them to do that with your ability as a data owner to bring them into a place that the data will be fit to their needs.
Are you using any metrics to measure it? Any KPIs, anything like that?
So first thing, as I was saying before, I need to understand the requirements or what does the business require. And once I understand that and we build the data pipelines that will enable that, the main KPI that I use to measure it is the usage. I mean, if I'm producing some products, some data products that are being used, on an hourly basis, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and all of the, let's say, business meetings and discussions in the company, that this metric tells me if I'm doing the right thing when I'm enabling them to do that.
Mhm. Another question I have for you is how do you prioritize between building new capabilities versus maintaining and optimizing existing data assets? Is it something that you're responsible for with your team?
Yes, we're responsible for that. Obviously, in the past 4 years, we built data products that might be not up to date as we speak today. So you always need to I'm always trying to prioritize whether it's a something that needs to be changed or it is something that is working and giving the right value to the consumers, or it is something that was kind of neglected aside because it's not that flexible or not that comprehensive its product. So when it comes to that, this is the go no go for me to try and do some migrations that let's say process migrations that will do things better for the usage of the consumers. So if when you ask me how do I prioritize it, it again relates to the previous question that we discussed about the usage. If it's something that is commonly used and it's working, it could be a scenario that I won't do anything. But if I see a degradation in the usage, then I will think maybe I need to do something better that is more fit to the times that we are now versus what we've been through 2 years ago.
Okay, makes sense. I want to talk a little bit about governance, quality, and trust. Is something that is increasing and in popularity for increasing topic. So I wanted to ask you, like, what is the approach that you guys are doing to ensuring data quality, consistency, across the different teams and tools in your company?
We have a lot of business stakeholders and a lot of business domains in the company. For example, the marketing team, the finance team, the product team. Basically, every one of them is using our data. Is using our data. Some of them are united. They're the business metrics relate the North Star metrics relate to most of them, but some of them consume specific metrics that they want to measure. So for my team, as a team that provides the underlying data that they are using, we focus on automating things for every pipeline that we do, meaning every business questions or every business metric that is being used, we focus on a few validations. First of all, let's say the technical validations. I mean, I assume that a metric behavior should be similar to what it was a day before or a week before. And from business perspective, it always looks on relation between some of the KPIs. And I'll give an example. Suppose we are a company suppose our website measure traffic, users that are engaged with our application. It comes directly with a conversion rate. I mean, the more visits that I have in my website, the more probability that they will be converted to a paying users.
Mhm.
So in that terms, we need to validate that the process itself is collecting the data properly, and we also need to measure um, the trend that is behaving as we expect. If it doesn't, we need to be proactive and upfront uh, let the business domains know about it before they will ask the questions if the data tells the data tells the right story. In terms of governance, as many domains in the company use our data, we try to be as much as democratized. We enable teams to access the data. Some of them can have limited access to the data, but the idea is to enable every one of them to use the data in their specific with their specific tools. Some of them with dashboards, some of them will have engaged analysts in their teams. There's some kind of a super user that they will use the data. So we try to separate it to different domains. And some of the domains will have access to all the data, some of them have access to specific domains. But the idea is to enable each one that asks access to the data to provide it.
Do you see any change, anything that happened that is positive now from that?
I see that once you provide other users in the company the access to it, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of bring more people to ask for it and be more engaged.
Okay.
Some of the business users just want to get the data in dashboards and push notifications, and they don't want to interact with it. But as we enable more and more people to access the data and the different restrictions, I
Mm-hmm.
see that a lot of individuals in the company, they ask access to the data as they want to explore it. And as part of my responsibility is to enable that and also make sure that each data asset that they will access to will not produce them different answers or different metrics to what they're asking.
What do you see main challenge these days for data engineers and for data leaders?
I think that the most challenging um, the most challenging thing that is now happening in our days is the majority of the tools of the AI tools that are coming to our place very fast, and everyone wants the taste of it. So and most of my engineers use some of these tools as part of their day job. I mean, I encourage them to use it for for simplicity, for shortening the delivery times, and I see in the last 6 months a tremendous increase of the products that we're able to deliver in shorter
Mm-hmm.
times. So I see in this domain not a challenging one, but an interesting one because we can stand aside and let things go beside us, and it might be okay. But I think that if we will not utilize it, um, kind of we kind of left behind in terms of the speed that we can grow.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it from my team and also from the company that has made a shift left to be AI oriented and enable more AI capabilities for also for our users, for our customers. So we in the data also want to harness that as well to be enablers. I mean, for let's say about a year ago, if a business domain or business stakeholder was asking a question and we understand the question, we said it will take 2 days to develop and 2 days to test it, and you'll get the answer in a week. Today, it's not something we can tell a user wait for a week. We need to be more quick and speed, and lots of questions are being asked, and we want to enable who is asking the questions to get the answers. For that, we need to establish and to work with AI tools to make it possible for us to enable the business user to get the answers quickly. So I see the engineering team is very much engaged with that. They're not afraid with them being replaced, but they're using it for making their deliveries much faster.
Any specific tools that you can share that you guys are working with?
Obviously, we are working with OpenAI, and for the infrastructure, the engineer, we are using the cursor as part of our development phases.
What is I don't know, one or two tips you can give to a data leader?
Um, you always need to keep your mind open and basically understand your environment, not only in the company that you are working with, but also in the industry of the data domain. Lots of companies with different business aspects use data, and each one of them is harnessing the use cases that it needs. So if you're in this domain, be collaborative, go to meetups, go to conventions to hear other use cases and how they use the technology and the tools that we have now. So you will have a vision of what do you want to do and how you can incorporate things that you hear in the data domain and bring it into your day-to-day use cases. It will give you also lots of powers to engage your leadership to go that way. I mean, you not only have to be responsive, you can be proactive and suggest more capabilities to your leadership in the company with the agenda you want to take with other domains in the data.